Welcome to T1 Academy. In our last session, we have seen some of the basics of the percentage concept. So now we will see in this session some problems based on those concepts, and then later we will see the remaining things. Right? Now, see here, if 20% of a number is added to itself, then that number becomes 600. Then what is the initial number? Now what they are telling us is 20% of a number is added to the number itself, right? We will see the traditional method and our shortcut method both simultaneously. We will see what is the advantage. 20% of a, let the number be a, traditional method. Let the number be a. Okay, let the number be a. So a plus 20% of that number. 20% of a plus 20% of a, then that number becomes what? 600 for us. Right? So a plus 20% of a 600. So a means nothing but 100% of a. You can take that as, so 120% of a value will become what? 600. See students, actually here we have only a. This a or 100% of a, both are same, right? Why? Because I will write this as 1 into a. 1 means what? 100%. So I can directly write as 120% of a is equal to 600. Okay, good, superb. Now next what you are going to do? 120 by 100 into a is equal to 600. So you can cancel that. 120 ones are 125s are, a is equal to 500. Okay, this is the traditional method which we follow. Okay, this is the traditional method, good, superb. Next, the shortcut method which we discussed. The number, 20% of the number is added, right? So that means, what is 20%? 20% is nothing but 1 by 5. 1 by 5. Whether we are adding it to the number or subtracting from the number, we are adding it to the number. Similar to our profit case, which we have discussed in our last session. So 20% is equal to what? 1 by 5. So initial, what will be my initial here? 5 parts. What will be my final here? Final will be 6 parts. Why? Because added, right? So what you will do? 5 plus 1, what it becomes? 6. 5 plus 1, what it becomes? 6. So they given that after adding it became how much? 600. That means finally it became how much for us? 600. Then what about 5 parts? If 6 parts is 600, 5 parts will become how much? 500 for us. 500 for us. So in this manner we are going to solve this type of simple and basic questions using our techniques. Next one. If a number is reduced by 37.5%, directly we will go with our shortcut method only from here onwards. Now the number is reduced by 37.5%. So 37.5 means what is the fraction? I have already told you how you need to think when you compare 37.5 with 50. This is less than 50 by how much? 12.5. Less than 50 by 12.5. So you need to think immediately in terms of 12.5. 100 will be divided into how many 12.5s? 8. But 37.5 means how many 12.5s? 3. So 3 by 8. If a number is reduced by 37.5, it becomes 950. It becomes 950. That means initially how many parts? Initial is 8 parts. What about final? In the previous case, the number is added. So you have taken, see, in our previous case what we have done? The last example, see here, a number is added, right? So what I have done? 5 plus 1 is final. That is 6 parts. But in this case, what is happening to the number? The number is reduced. That means now you need to subtract here. So 8 minus 3, what it becomes? 5 parts. So what they are telling, after reducing, the number has become to 950. That means 5 parts is equal to 950. What about 8 parts? 5 parts is 950. What about 8 parts? So 5 parts 950 means, see, if you are really good, you can say that 1 part is 190. If not also, no problem. 5 parts is 950. 8 parts is some x. Simply cross multiply these two things. What you are going to get here? 5 into x is equal to 8 into 950. So 5 ones, 5 190s. So x value becomes what for us here? 1620. So 1620. So the actual number is here 1620. When it is reduced by 37.5, it became 950. If you are really good, as I already told you, right? 5 into 190 is 950. So similarly here also multiply with 190. You will get the same answer 1620. Okay, you get the same answer 1620. If you are okay with this, go with this, else also no problem. 5 parts is 950, 8 parts is how much? Simply calculate in any one of these two methods. Next one. If 90 is added to the number becomes 130% of the same number. Okay, 130% of the same number. So please be careful here, student. So what is happening here? Please be careful. So 130 percentage. Generally 130 percentage means what you can write? 13 by 10. Am I correct? In terms of 10 multiples. 13 by 10. But please be careful here, students, while writing the initial and final. Initial there will be no problem 10. But when you write the final, in the earlier cases, what they have given is 30% more or 37% more or 20% more. But in this case, they are telling 130% of the same number directly, direct relation. So final you need to take directly 13. Final you need to take directly 13. Don't take 10 plus 13. Don't take 10 plus 13. Why? Because there, please observe carefully, 20% more than, not 20% off. But here it is 130% of same number. So what you will take? Initial as 10 and final as 13. And how this case happened is, when to this actual number, when I add 90, it became 13 parts. It became 13 parts. Now, so what is the starting number they are asking? Starting number is nothing but initial. Now, please tell me, Emma, what is the difference between these two initial and final values? 3 parts. This difference came because of what? By adding 90. So, what I can take here? 3 parts is equal to 90. So, what about 1 part or else 10 parts? 10 parts is the original number, right? 10 parts becomes how much? See, 3 into 30 is 90. So, similarly, 10 into 30, what you will get here? 300. 10 into 30, what you get here? 300. So, based on our requirement, we will do the things. Or else, sir, we are getting confused with this means. A number is becoming 130% means how much it is increased? A number, some x is becoming 130% of x means how much it is increased? 30%, right? So, instead of taking 130, take 30%. That means 30%. Take it as 30%. So, 30% what you can write? 3 by 10. Now, now go with your previous technique only. Initially, it is 10 parts. Finally, it became how many parts? 13 parts. What is the difference between these two? An addition of 90. So, the difference between these two is also how many parts? 3 parts. 3 parts is 90. So, they are asking us the starting number. Starting number is how many parts? 10 parts. So, 10 into 30, which we will write it as 300. So, based on our requirement only. So, based on our requirement, these things will change. Observe the things carefully, ma. That is the reason I told you. From question to question, this initial and assumptions will change. So, just practice for some time. Definitely, you will be okay with these things. Okay, next. If 25 is added to the number, then that number becomes 116.66% of the same number. So, what is the starting number? Now, see here, 116.66% of the same number means how much it is increased? 16.66%. So, it is increased by 16.66%. 16.66 is nothing but 16 2 by 3. Okay, 100 contains how many 16 2 by 3s? 6. So, 1 by 6. So, what is my initial here? Initial will be 6. Final will be how much? 1. It is increased, right? Added, right? So, final becomes how much? 7. Okay. So, what is the difference here? I have 1 part. And this 1 part difference is because of what? 25. Because of what? 25. So, if 1 part is 25, what about 6 parts? 6 parts will become how much? 6 into 25, which is equal to 150. You can solve the problem in this manner. Okay. Initial and final things. If not, directly you take 116.66%. This is also fine. This will become what? 7 by 6. Here initial will become how much? 6 and final will become 7. Don't add once again 6 plus 7 and don't write it as 13. Why? Because this is 116% off. If it is 116% off means directly you can take that as 7 parts. Here also the same concept. If you observe the difference, 1 part, and this difference was because of 25 is added. The reason is 25. So, 1 part is 25. So 6 parts becomes what for us here? 150. So please be careful students on this one thing. Whether you are taking how much more, if you take the difference, add it, or else off means directly take the value directly here. Okay, please observe these things while solving the problem. Next one. If the price of the book is 16.66% more than the price of a pen. Okay, so the price of 9 books is how much percentage more than the price of 10 pens? Okay, good, really good question. The price of a book is 16.66% more than that of a pen, right? So now here our initial final will change. How it will change, we will see. 16.66 percentage means what you can write this as 1 by 6. 1 by 6 more than the price of pen, right? That means you are comparing the price of book with the pen. So this 6 becomes the pen price for us. The initial value 6 becomes the pen price for us. Now when it comes to book, now the book price becomes, it is more than, right? More than the pen, right? So it will become 6 plus 1, 7. So please be careful students. In the previous case, the initial and final is different. In this case, the initial and final is different. Why? Because the price of the book is 16.66% more than the price of pen, right? So 16.66 is 1 by 6. So here initial, we are comparing it with pen price, right? So pen value is 6 parts, book value is 7 parts. Okay, really good. Assume directly this has 6 rupees and 7 rupees. 6 parts and 7 parts actually. But for our calculation, we will assume it as 6 rupees and 7 rupees for instance. Okay, this is 6 parts and this is 7 parts. For our calculation easiness, I will take this as, that means pen price as 6 rupees and book price as 7 rupees. Okay, now, so the price of 9 books is, 9 books price will become how much? 9 into 7, 63. Okay, good. Is how much percent more or less than the price of 10 pens? So 10 pens price will become how much? 10 6 are 60. So now tell me which value is greater for me here? Whether 9 books price is more or 10 pens price is more? Definitely 9 books price is more than the 10 pens. So how much more than the 10 pens? 3 rupees more than the 10 pens, right? 3 rupees more than pens. So when you want to write it in the form of percentage, what you will write? 3 by, we are comparing it with pens, right? 10 pens, right? 10 pens price is 60 into 100. 3 by 60 into 100. So 3 ones, 3 20s, 20 ones, 25s. So how much percent more than we will get here? 5%, 5%, 5%. So students, please be careful with this one small thing. What is initial and final? It will vary based on the questions. By practice, you will understand the concept. See here, 16.66, we know it is 1 by 6. So pen and book, if pen is 6 parts, book obviously becomes 7 parts. Okay, these are parts, but for my calculation easiness, I will take pen price as 6 rupees means, obviously then book price becomes 7 rupees. In the question, they asked us to compare the prices of 9 books with 10 pens. So 9 books price will become 63, 10 pens price becomes 60, and when I compare, the profit I got here is 5%. Next, if the length of the rectangle is increased by 12.5%, then by what percent should the width be reduced so that the area remains constant? This is one of the basic thing, but we should be very careful. Now what he is telling is, we know that when the product of two things is constant, okay, the other two things will be inversely related. Am I correct or not? See here, we will see an example. If I say that length into breadth is constant, product of two numbers, anyway in this case only, here he is saying that area should be constant. So L into B. This value should be always equal. Now, if the product of two things is constant, remember this one carefully, if the product of two things is constant, not only in these things, if distance is constant, this example will give you more clarity. If distance is constant, what will be the relation between speed and time? What is the formula for distance? Speed into time, right? Formula for distance is speed into time. If you want to travel the same distance, now compare the speed and time. If you increase the speed, what about the time? It will decrease. If you decrease the speed, what about the time? It increases. That means these two are what? Inversely related. When distance is constant, speed and time are inversely related, right? Similarly here also, when area is constant, that means that is general case. For your day, in our day-to-day life, we can observe that one. That is the reason I have taken. But not only in this case, in any case, if product of two numbers is constant, then obviously those two numbers will be inversely related. So here area is constant, right? So that means length and breadth should be inversely related. Please observe this one, students. Okay, length and breadth are inversely related means what is happening to my length? So I can find the length ratio. How I can find? Length of the rectangle is increased by 12.5%, right? Increased by 12.5. So 12.5 means what I can write? 12.5, what I can write here? It is 1 by 8. 12.5 is nothing but 1 by 8. Now that means initial length will become what for me? 8 parts. What about final length? It will become 9 parts. Why? Because it is increased, right? We have seen just now in different cases. So 8 parts and 9 parts. That means my length ratio is what here? 8:9. 8:9. What about width, length, breadth or width? Both are same. So here we came to one conclusion that length should be inversely proportional to breadth. So if length ratio is 8:9, what about their width ratio? It will become 9:8. It becomes 9:8. So they are asking us the width should be reduced by how much so that the area remains constant. Now actually width is how many parts? 9 parts. But it is reduced by it is reduced to how many parts? 8 parts. So what that means, what you have done here? Minus 1 part. So how much percentage it is reduced? How much percentage means 1 part out of total 9 parts. Actually it is 9, but it is reduced by 1 part. So 1 by 9. What is 1 by 9? What is 1 by 9? We already discussed 11, 1 by 9 percentage. 1 by 9 fraction is nothing but 11, 1 by 9 percentage. Here the most important thing which you need to know is, you need to know this relation. If product of two numbers is constant, not only in this case, in any case, if the product of two values is constant means definitely those two values will be always inversely related. Okay. With the help of that concept, we are going to solve this question. What I came to know is length is 12.5% increased, right? Length increased by 12.5. That means initially length is 8 parts. It became 9 parts. When it comes to breadth, it will be inverse related. So initially it is 9 parts. Finally it becomes what? 8 parts. So what is the difference I have here? 1 part. So 1 by 9, which will be equal to 11, 1 by 9 percentage. Which will be equal to 11, 1 by 9 percentage. Next one. If the income of A is 20% more than that of B, how much is percentage is B's income less than that of A? That is the question, right? A is, see here, 25%. We will go with our shortcut method only. 25% means what? 1 by 4. Okay. Now tell me, what is 4 here? 4 will be B's salary. Why? Because we are comparing A with B, right? So A's salary, A and B, there are 2 persons. So B's salary will become how many parts? 4 parts. And A's salary will become how much? A's salary is 25% more, right? So 4 plus 1, what you will get? 5 parts. So A's salary will be 5 parts and B's salary will be 4 parts. Then how much percentage is B's income less than that of A? B's income less than that of A. So that means I need to compare this. What is the difference between them? 1 by 5. I need to compare it with 5, right? Into 100%. Or directly 1 by 5 means what? We can say it is 20%. We can say it as 20%. 20%. Not only this, we have seen in our last session how to find this one also. A and B, there are 2%. If B is 100, what about A's salary? 125. We have seen. Why? Because 25% more. So you can also apply this technique also here. So what is the difference here? 25. What you need to find? Less, right? Less means I already told you, you need to take the more value here. That is 125 into 100. 25 ones, 25 fives, 5 ones, 5 20s. So what you get here? 20%. You can follow this method or that method. It is up to you. Both the methods are simple to get the answer. Next one. If the income of A is 40% less than that of B. See here, 40% means what I can write? 40% as 4 by 10. 4 by 10. No worries, take it as 4 by 10 only. If it is also further cancelable, no need to worry. So 4 by 10. Then how much is B's income more than that of? That means, please see here, A and B. Now tell me whose income is the what? If I take B's income as a 10, why? Because taking that as a base, we are telling the value of A, right? So A's value is 40% less, right? Less means what you need to do? You need subtract, similar to our loss. So 10 minus 4, what it becomes? 6. That means A will be 6 parts and B will be 10 parts. Now, how much is B's income more than that of A? So what is the difference between them? 4 parts. We are comparing it with A, right? So A is how many parts? 6 parts into 100. So what you will get here? 2 by 3. 2 by 3 is nothing but 66 2 by 3 percentage. If you are really good, you can get the answer very quickly. 66 2 by 3 percentage is the value of B's income more than that of A's income. Or else, sir, we will go with the basic one, means you can go that one also. Here, B's income I will take A 100, A's income I will take it as 60. What is the difference between them? 40. And more, right? That means I will take less value. 40 into 60 by, 40 by 60 by 40 by 60 into 100. So you will get the same thing, 2 by 3 times of 100, which is equal to 66 2 by 3 percentage. You can take any value, both the values are same, you will get the same answers, more or less. Next one, two numbers are less than a third number by 30% and 37% respectively. The percent by which second number is less than the third number is. There is a third number. Okay, here we cannot apply our shortcut method, so definitely we need to go over basic and traditional method only. There is a third number which is 100. Okay, and what they are telling is two numbers are less than the third number by 30% and 37%. So my first number will become how much? 70. Why? Because less, right? So 100 minus 30 is 70. Next 37%, so this will become what? 63. Okay, good, super. The percent by which second number is less than the third number by. Okay. Already that was given, right? Sorry, this is first number. The second number is less than the first number by. What is the difference between these two numbers? 7. The difference between these two numbers is 7. So you can take 7 by first number is 70 into 100. So 7 ones 7 tenths, which will be equal to 10%. So the second number is 10% less than my given third number. Okay. Next, if a student multiplied a number by 7 by 12 instead of 11 by 16, then find the percentage error in the calculation. Okay. So it multiplied 7 by 12 instead of 11 by 16. Okay, then find the percentage error. Usually we will solve it in two different ways. We will see them, students. Okay, we will see how to get the answer for this one using a simple and shortcut method. First we will see the traditional method. Okay, actually what you need to multiply here, you should multiply 11 by 16, but he multiplied 7 by 12, right? So now tell me what is the present result? That means error. Error result is how much? Tell me. That number may be x. So x into 7 by 12. But what is the correct result? Correct result should be x into 11 by 16. X into 11 by 16. This is the correct result and that is the error result. So what is the value you will get here? 7x by 12. What is the value you are getting here? 11x by 16. 11x by 16. 11x by 16. Now tell me which value is greater, 7 by 12 or 11x by 16 is greater? Which value is greater? Anyway, we want to tell, but here only error, right? But generally, how you decide whether 7 by 12 is greater or 11 by 16 is greater? How you usually do is simply cross multiply it. Simply cross multiply it. 7 16s are how much? 7 60s are 112. 11 12s are 132. Tell me which value is greater? 132 is greater, right? So obviously 11 by 16 is greater than 7 by 12. In this manner you need to check which value is greater if it is required. So that means obviously here 11x by 16 is greater than 7x by 12. 11x by 16 is greater than 7x by 12. So what you will do? What is the error? Means 11x by 16 minus 7x by 12. This is the error which we have here. So what is the LCM we will take here? 48. So what you will get here? 33x minus 28x. So what is the error I got here? 5x by 48 is my error. But what did they ask us? Error percentage. So error by correct value into 100. That is the actual error percentage, right? So what you will write? Percentage of error is equal to 5x by 48 whole by, what is the actual value I need to get here? Actually, I need to write 11x by 8. Sorry, 11x by 16. So please observe. So x and x will get cancelled 3 times and 16 will get cancelled. So I will be left here with what? 5 by 33. 5 by 33% into 100 into 100 into 100 percentage is the percentage error. This is the traditional method. This is the traditional method to find the error here. But what is the shortcut method which we have is, see here, he multiplied with 7 by 12 and he multiplied with 11 by 16. 11 by 16. So to make the bases equal, find the LCM. Find the LCM. So what you will do is LCM of 12 and 16. LCM of 12 and 16. LCM of 12 and 16. Find out the LCM of 12 and 16. It is 48. 48. So if I equate this base with 48, that means I multiplied it with what? I multiplied it with actually 4. So multiply the same with 7 also. It will become what? 28 by 48. And what happens here for me? 33 by 48. 33 by 48. Okay, good. Now that means, now these bases are equal, right? Now you can directly take, what is the error? This is error, this is correct, right? The same trend continues here. This is error and this is the correct. Now when the bases are equal, we need not to worry. That means instead of multiplying it with 33, we multiplied it with what? 28. So what is the difference between these two? 5. 5. Actually, the actual value is what for us here? 33 into 100%. So whenever you have anything like this, first of all equal the bases. How you will equal the bases means by taking the LCM of 12 and 16. See students, actually we are doing the same process here also. What you have done, taken the LCM of 12 and 16, you multiplied 33x and 28x, 5x. Here additionally we got 5. That is a waste of time. So instead of that, directly take the LCM of 12 and 16. The LCM of 12 and 16 is 48. So when you equal the bases, you multiply 28, but actually you need to multiply 33. That means what is the error here? 5. 5 by 33 into 100. The same thing was there here. So this method, try to follow the error, to calculate the error percentage, try to follow this method. Right? Thank you. This is the session. We will see some more topics and concepts in our next session. Percentage is not done. We have some other concepts in this percentage. Thank you.